Good evening. It's a highlight of one of the city's biggest events.
2,000 people crammed onto the pit floor for the Gathering of Nations grand entry. But a fire marshal says that is dangerous, very dangerous, and he claims officials are blowing off his concerns. News 13's Alex Goldsmith is live at the pit with the story. Alex?
Dick, Jessica, the state fire marshal and event organizers insist there is no safety problem at the Gathering of Nations. But just 2 months ago, UNM's own fire marshal disagreed.
Something that is very, very much a part of the culture. People do travel thousands of miles.
Balloon Fiesta has the mass ascension. The Gathering of Nations has the grand entry. Representatives from tribes all around the world dancing and celebrating together on the pit floor. Up to 2,000 people at a time.
It's a very sacred moment for everybody.
But is it safe? At a meeting in February, UNM's newly hired fire marshal Andrew Chavez called that into question. Chavez, who served in the same role with the Albuquerque Fire Department, tells News 13 a safe number on the floor would be around 1,200. More than that, and people could be trampled or have trouble getting out of the pit if there's an emergency. In that meeting, State Fire Marshal John Standifer told Chavez having 2,000 people on the floor did present a safety concern, but not enough to make changes. UNM agreed.
There's not a set number for that. So we really have to kind of determine by our own common sense and our concern.
According to paperwork, Standifer told Chavez a cap would be, quote, difficult to enforce and will be exceeded. He also added if Chavez wanted to limit the grand entry, quote, good luck. Chavez didn't at that time and has since resigned.
He brought up a legitimate issue. All issues are discussed. I think we resolved it properly, and we're prepared for whatever eventuality takes place, but people will be safe here.
Sparks says the state fire marshal hasn't called for a change and that the event has the proper staffing and safeguards to ensure the grand entry is safe.
Is there some degree of pressure given the importance of this event and, as you mentioned, the cultural significance of this event?
We always put safety first. If I'm looking down at the floor and I think it looks too crowded, we'll stop the flow.
Standifer tells me Chavez's estimate isn't necessarily wrong. He says 5 different fire marshals could look at the same code and the same situation and come up with 5 different estimates. Now, Standifer also says that 2,000 people is right at the limit that he's comfortable with. Back to you.
5 different answers. Okay, Alex. The first grand entry is tomorrow at noon. There will be 4 in all this weekend.